Hey everybody, so this is South by Day 3 video. I'm doing it on Day 5, so I apologize. Yesterday was a pretty big day, and I'll talk about that in the next video. But Day 3 started off with me and Mary walking around looking for a nice coffee shop. And we passed like all these like film houses and stuff like that, so I took a picture outside of one that was like decked out in like medieval kind of stuff. And then we found this coffee shop and I met a cute dog there, and I forget what his name is, but he was a leaner, so just like my Max, he was adorable. After that, we walked around the trade show a little bit, which was in the convention center. And like when you first walked in, there was this dude decked out in like military kind of gear with like the exoskeletons on his legs, which they're the company I think is like Lockheed Martin, something like that, and they're trying to develop this exoskeleton to kind of help boost the stamina of the troops. And so of course we had to take superhero poses with them because, you know, real life superheroes. And after that, I did my first virtual reality experience in this thing called the Time Machine, and it took you back to the 1964 Olympics in Japan. And so you got to look around the city and stuff like that, so that looked really cool. Mary's didn't work, but mine did. And then we continued to walk around, and I found this cute little robot that was playing video games and a bunch of other stuff. We went to the Brazil side, and Mary got her an avatar made of her, and by this guy that's in this picture, and he put her avatar into a book for Paw Patrol, and it was really kind of cute. So like that was the whole point of like his exhibit. And then we walked over a little ways, and in roughly the same section we found this guy who was doing like holographic gaming. So I had him put Pikachu in the little holograph thing, so you get to see Pikachu doing his like lightning and stuff like that, which I thought was adorable. And then of course, because it's me, I had to stop in the Great Britain section. And I found this thing for Abbey Road Studios, but it wasn't working quite right, so I went back to it during Day 4. So you'll hear more about that. And of course, I had to take a picture outside on the road because it was right there. And then we went and we were walking around again, and Mary put on this like VR thing for this company. It was just like a demo thing, but of course I had to take a video of it because people in VR is super entertaining. Yeah. You're like a... And then we spent a lot of time at the trade show. So then we found this place that does like holographic fans basically. And so like the fan spins and you can project an image onto that. And the guy said the largest one they ever made was 16 feet by 16 feet. So I thought that was pretty cool. And then I'm pretty sure me and Mary kind of work for this company now, but it's called Audible Reality. And they basically build like a plugin that can make sound into like, instead of like 5.1 surround sound, it's like he's done it in like a 22.1 surround sound, and like it looks amazing and it sounds really cool. And he gave us a free plugin code for anybody who wants it. And then we went to the trademark people because you gotta make sure we know what we're doing to protect our intellectual property. And then we went into panels, and I've just kind of followed Mary around all day because I didn't really have anything to do on my own. And so during this panel, they talked about scripted podcasts, which was interesting. And then we went to a Cirque du Soleil Cirque du Soleil panel, and it was amazing. And like it was this the chief creative officer at Cirque du Soleil, and then a neuroscientist, and they they talked about just like defining awe and like how the audience reacts to Cirque du Soleil, and the neuroscientists wanted to capture that. And so I took a little video and he had us do weird stuff.
Fundamental challenge of the brain in general, which will then lead on to how and why we see what we do. So I want you to hold up your finger, ideally this one, okay? Line it up to me. And I want you to line up your fingers so that me and your finger are the same size. You have to move it towards you and away from you. Okay, you got that? Okay, we're not the same size. Right? And this reveals the fundamental problem of the brain, which is that every piece of data that your brain receives is ambiguous. It could be a large thing far away, or it could be a small thing up close, something loud and far away, or quiet and up close. Right? Your brain has no way of knowing. So what it does is it uses its history, and your brain has encoded your biases and assumptions from that history as a consequence of your experience, but not just your experience, the experience of your culture, of your ancestors. Most of your life happened without you even there. Right? And those assumptions and biases and perceptions just don't stay inside your head. You project them out into the world. So this screen is not blue. Right? Light exists, but it's not colored. The color couldn't be closer to you. It's inside your head, projected outward. You are coloring the screen. So if a tree falls in the wood and no one's there to hear it, does it make a sound? No. It creates energy. But the sound is a construct of your brain. And what's true for color is true for every single thing that you do. Right? Every personality of another person you've ever perceived is actually yours projected outward. And this is true for color, but also for the context of color. So here in this cube, you see a dark brown tile at the top and a light brown tile at the side. That is your perception of reality. You bet your life that they are different, when in fact they're exactly the same. Nothing is changing on the screen. What you're seeing is the meaning of the data, not the data.
She's literally wearing a dress that's made of water, and she's singing on stage. So you can imagine there's some electricity happening there and some water, not usually a good combination. But we were able to make it safe, and it was a stunning piece of work for her show. Another show that we've got on right now, touring in North America, is called Lucia, and I'd just like you to focus on her dress. The dress is a flowering dress. So it starts as a white dress, and using electronics, you can see that the skirt starts to become a flower, it blossoms. It's a beautiful moment in the show. Another moment in the show that I also love is our rain curtain, and you see that it becomes animals and birds and hearts, and it becomes a character of the show. In fact, it's one of the most beautiful aspects if you get a chance to see Lucia. And then we started working very early with drone technology, but we wanted to make it theatrical. And so this is an image of a show that we had called Paramore, which is just opening next month in Germany. And we used drones, but we wanted to use them again in a theatrical way, in a way that would not be such a construct and that would actually meld quite beautifully into the show. And for an upcoming show that we haven't announced yet, we're working with cold fire. So what this is a gel that you can put on parts of your body, and then you can light your body on fire. Please do not try this at home. And you can put the fire any part of your body, and it doesn't burn your skin. It actually feels cool. And so come and see this I actually asked Bo if he would do it today, but the venue wouldn't let us. I'm going to let you know if it was the venue. And then finally, we're opening a show this summer in Hangzhou, China. It's our first permanent show in mainland China. And here, what I think is fascinating, this is not about the stage, it's not about the artist, it's actually about the audience. So here our audience actually moves. It's part of the show. There's two sides of the audience. There's gold and red. You could call them good and evil. But they move 360 degrees. And I don't know if you can see the people in the red section. Those are some of our artists who are seeing it for the first time, and just the joy on their faces was pretty incredible to watch. So it's like a 3-coupon ride at the fair. So we're very happy to be opening that. So it brings me back.
And then after that, I just kind of came back to the hotel and started editing this, and went to Sandy's again because I went there nearly every night we've been here so far, because the place is amazing. So I'll I'll see you guys on the next video. Bye.